to get started by downloading the package and extracting to a specific folder. So I've already downloaded, extracted. So first thing you need to make sure is that you have your database set. So I have my Craft CMS database that is currently empty. And then I'm gonna pre-populate, I already pre-populated the db.php file, which is basically, just a simple config array. And then I have my Laravel valet installed, which allows me to run craft cms.dev in my local environment. And if we go to craft cmsdev, we have our installment process started right away. So let's start by creating a first user account, and let's see how that goes. So we'll name our site CMS Podcast. And in a second, we're done and logged into the admin panel. So let's dive into some more specific headers. So let's see, config options. So we have our general.php file. Let me open up my Sublime editor. Okay. So general PHP is actually totally empty. So what can you do with it? There are like tons of different config settings available. So it's going a bit slow. All right, here it is. And basically you can set or even override options that are set from the CP, that is from the control panel. Whatever you put in the array in this format, that's a setting saved. So for instance, send powered by header. If you inspect the network tab and look at the headers, you'll probably see that, there's an X powered by Craft CMS. So by adding send powered by header to false control option, then if we refresh, I bet that this setting is gone. I mean, this header item is gone, and it is. So that's the way to set parameters using config files. So another way to further customize configuration is to use PHP constants, which affect the framework or the CMS system on even a deeper level. So if you need to set any of these options, it's available. So that's important thing, that you can pretty much set your configs the way you like. Another interesting thing is the multi-environment configuration, which allows you to do something like this. So basically, by adding, splitting your config array into multiple sections and identifying each section by environment identifier. So for instance, this setting would affect all environments, while this one would take effect only in my .dev environment, and this one would affect only .com. So this is pretty neat way to store your configuration in a multi-environment way. So one thing that we're going to do right now, before we continue with exploring our admin panel, is to get rid of the annoying index.php from our URL. So we do that by adding, omit script name in URLs equals true, and if we refresh, then we should have our clean URLs, and we do. So by clicking here, you can see that Craft is installed in a personal mode, meaning in a free mode. So client version costs $199 and pro version costs $299, but I can try any for free, and I'm going to go with a pro trial. While we're in our settings, let's quickly inspect a few options. So in our general settings, we have our site name, site URL. We can add our page logo. So let's do something like this. And we can easily crop the uploaded pic. Oops. Save, and then site icon, let's do the same. And then make sure to save. And you can see that our icon has been applied over here. So there are various email settings over here, even email templates that are used when emails are being sent out. And what else? It's easy to set up various plugins to use them with the Craft CMS system. So let's install one that we're going to need a bit later. So the one that we need is the Craft Video Embed utility that will allow us to embed YouTube videos in our pages. So I've already downloaded that one, and I'm just gonna go and copy this folder to my plugins folder and see what happens. So the plugin is here, but it's not installed yet. And when I click install, it's enabled and ready for us to use. Pretty much, yeah, the same process as we have it in WordPress, let's say. So what else is interesting is that there are plenty plugins available at Straight Up Craft and also on Craft Plus website. And with a release of version 3, Craft CMS version 3, there will be an official plugin store launched the same day the version 3 has been launched. So that's something that I've learned from Brandon in our conversation, and make sure to listen to that conversation. Lots of other interesting info. So let's get back to our dashboard, and we'll explore our settings a bit later. So the dashboard is pretty nice, clean, and you know, I love these animations. And essentially you have a couple of options, and this is also extendable by using third-party plugins, and it's pretty easy to write your own. But let's start by creating a feed. So it asks for a URL. So let's go to, say, I don't know, Mascom, and then grab their feed. It's over here. And then if I paste this over here and say moscom feed and limit number of items to 5, then it should pull, and it did. It did pull from the moscom feed, but I'm not sure this is expected behavior. I don't want this widget to expand to 3 columns. I would expect like it to fit like it did right now after refresh in 1 column. So what do you do if you want to expand it to 2 or 3 columns? There's a pretty nice way to do that by using these controls over here. So it saved options, but it didn't reload, which is pretty perhaps a bit unexpected behavior, but it works fine. So let's go back to 1 column and refresh. And this is also a way for you to rearrange the positioning of these various widgets. And what's funny is that this layout really reminds me to the layout that we use when building custom dashboards and admin panels. So this is like our Prodown team that we use in our Orange Hill development, and this is our widget dashboard. So you can see that it pretty much does the same thing as the Craft, while I'm not really sure. I don't like in our dashboard that the width of widgets is fixed. We'll probably go with like a width defined in percents. That's more like in line with responsive, like RWD. But if you look at Craft, it, in my opinion, should transform to a layout that's more like mobile oriented. I don't like the way this looks. It should perhaps snap to a 1 column layout when I look at the dashboard with my smaller screen device. So other than that, I guess that the widget is pretty useful. And a couple of widgets that are provided out of the box basically are system widgets that allow you to check for Craft updates. I was able to upgrade Craft once. It just happened that a new version was released a couple of days ago, and the sort of like a little notification popped up here, and I clicked it and clicked like update button, and it, you know, upgraded without any issues. So it was pretty easy process, and it worked very well. So let's dive into our users section. So we've created one user when we installed Craft, and I'm able to edit that user, since that's me, 2 ways. One is to go to my account and then edit some more, change password, start like set start day of week, and then there is a way to edit a profile by clicking on a profile and then going through the editing tasks from here. So let's set up this user account a bit better. So this account is administrative account, and I guess that's satisfactory. The account looks pretty good. Now let's try and create a new user. Let's go with these, and I'm just gonna go and set this to mailinator, right? And I'm gonna go with an activation email. Okay, and I'm gonna set the same password for this user, submit, and we're done. This user has been created, but he's not active yet. So he's in pending state. And that's one way for me to filter the users. And this filter provided here also allows me to filter like big data sets in a pretty easy way. So let's see if we received any mail. So mailinator, all right. And our email is this pretty weird, made up word. All right, here it is. And if we want to activate, it's pretty easy to do that. And it asks me to choose a password. And the password is set, and I'm in Craft CMS.dev. When I try to reload my dashboard, it stopped. It prevented me to enter the CP. Why? Because I'm automatically logged in now as the new user that I've created. And actually, this user is not an administrator. So let's see, how can we go about user authorization process? And so it's not Craft, it's craftcms.dev. And it's probably not login, it's something else. Let's go to /admin and then log in as okay, and then use this password. It's that's weird. No. Let's go back in as administrator to see if I made a mistake here. No, it's not allowing me to enter. No, I don't want to send an email. I want to require password reset for this user. So you need to reset. Yeah, it asked me to go to my Mailinator account again. Reset password. So let's do that in Safari this time. Now that password is the same as my old one, so let's go with a bit different one, and that's it. Now let's provide this user with some credentials. So if we go to settings and then our users section, I guess. Nope. Yep. So it's in user groups. Not really sure why I'm not seeing them. So let's check the docs. Users, user groups. Yeah, it's here. So let's create a user group named copywriter, and then we'll allow them to edit entries and to create, publish, delete, all that. Save. So we should be able to go to the admin panel with our user over here, though he keeps like logging out, so I'm not really sure what happens. It's almost like So let's not waste time. There's a problem with cookies or God knows what, but bottom line is it's possible to create a user group and then restrict access for that user so that he is able to edit only certain sections of a website. Also, what's easy to do is to set, let's say, like a prospect group, and that basically doesn't have any privileges, but you can then set that your newly registered users are automatically assigned with a user group, so placed in a certain user group. Now let's dive into entries. There's so much stuff to talk about that I'm kind of worried. Will I be able to do that in an hour of time? It's already 23 minutes past. So let's do some editing. So we have two demo, like pre-made posts already in our new section. So what I like about this panel really is this live preview. So it allows you to do edits while you're actually viewing the website. So it's automatically applied, and you can do edits while looking at the page over here changing in real time. So what else is nice is this editor and the redactor editor, which is really a superb WYSIWYG editor that costs pretty much, but you get it for free. I mean, with available for you to use with Craft CMS, since they've got the license and you're allowed to use it. Now, if you want to look at the popped out version of the page that you're currently editing, that's easily doable as well. And I like the shortcut here. So if I do editing, all I need to do is hit Command S and it saves. And what's worth mentioning is that it saves versions of my entries that I've created. So if I go and add a comment here, this comment describes the version that I'm currently editing and saving, so that when you go back, you're basically able to see various versions, and if you have comments, those comments would be listed over here, displayed over here, and you'll be able to go back in time with your mind and see what changes you've done and what you need to do now, and so on and so on. So, going back to previous version is also easy. You just go revert entry to this version and you're done. Let's do some editing of sections right now. So what are sections? There are three types of sections. The first one is single section, and single sections are used for homepage, like the one that we're seeing right now on our website, demo website here. The other might be, about us page or terms of service page, those kind of things. Then you have a channel. A channel would be something like your news or blog site section, or anything that has more than one post grouped in a certain way, recipes, whatever. And then you have structure. Structure is basically a hierarchical way to structure your data in a tree fashion, so that you have like this categorization, like you can imagine, that you have like a category of products or something like that. So let's first define our goal now today. Sometimes I use like our CMS podcast website to as a goal that I need to accomplish with the CMS that I'm testing. So let's try and rebuild CMS podcast using Craft. Let's see how that goes. Right now, we need to edit an existing section, and that's news, because our news section is called actually a blog within a CMS podcast website. And then let's change this, and also as an entry template, I think that we'll go with a name post, though we may change that later if needed. And then our homepage is already set correctly, and then we need a couple more sections. First one is newsletter. So this is a section basically that's a single page, and then set this, and also entry template. Okay, let's go with newsletter, and URL is going to be at newsletter as well. So let's save this. Then let's go with a new section for our episodes, and set that to channel, and I'm happy with this, and I'm gonna use index template for this as well, and save. And then let's add, what else? Let's add our reviews section, channel, reviews, and also use index. And I'll explain a bit later why are we using the same template for all these various sections. And then blog was already created, and another section that we need is this coming up section over here. So let's call that section events. And this is also a channel, and this section actually shouldn't be displayed in any other way other than being embedded in existing pages. So let's do this and save. Hold on, let me check my notes to see if I'm missing something. And also, all right, need the pro version for user groups, need to turn on the pro trial. Yeah, it's free. Look, you can try that for free, but if you plan to launch the website, it's not free. You need to buy it. Okay, cool. And let's see my notes over here. So the next thing that we need are assets. So we need to, assets are structured in asset sources. So let's create a new asset source, and that will be like episodes and like audio episodes. And I'm gonna target local folder, even though it's easy to map an Amazon S3 instance, for instance, or Google Cloud Storage, Rackspace, and it's pretty easy to do that out of the box. So let's set a file system path, and I think I'm gonna go with episodes, and URL should be, let's say episodes, right? And save. And then I need a new asset source that's called, let's say header photos or graphics. And then also local folder and header graphics. Yeah, that should work. And also header graphics, save, and we're done. So let's see what else options we have here. If we go to our fields, that's a bit more layered structure than you're probably used to in other CMS systems. So you're able to create like field groups. So this is our default field group that consists of a body field, which has these properties and basically maps to a field type of rich text. And you have all these various config files that that you can set for this very field type. And if you look at tags, then you notice that's a tags field type, and then you have your source of tag set to default and set, etc., etc. So basically we need to create a couple new field types. So I'm also able to group field types. So if I want to have like another field type group, let's say for my episodes, I want to have my episodes group, and then create a new field that's called episodes audio, and then I'm able to provide instructions for users such as please upload audio file, and then I can select that this is an asset, and then I can restrict upload to single folder episodes, and then I can restrict allowed file types to audio, and then limit the number of selectable items to 1, and select that view mode is list. And probably I'm good without a label. If I go save, and then my field is created. And why do I need it? So if I go back to sections and to episodes, by editing entry types, I'm able to edit my field layout. So basically right now I'm gonna go with the default field layout that's the same as for my new section that was already created when I first installed Craft. But also I want to add a new tab that will allow me to upload episodes audio. So let's see how that works. Save, and then let's go to entries to see that there are a couple of more channels created over here. So let's go to our episodes channel and see what happens. So if I go and click on a new entry, then probably, yeah, I'm able to find like my episodes tab over here like I expected, and I can add an asset by uploading a file, which probably will not work out of the box since I don't have a folder created, but let's try it anyway. And yep, it says that it doesn't have an episodes folder created. So let's go into public folder and create like episodes folder and try again. And it should work. Yeah, it did. And here it is, like my asset is uploaded, and then all I need to do is basically enter the rest of the text. And let's try and recreate our first episode here, and let's just copy and paste this text over here. And if you've noticed, the redactor, I'm really having trouble with pronouncing that, pasted like line breaks, and if you have links here, it'll copy and paste links for you, and it's really awesome. So let's just do like a couple of tags, episode 1, whatever. And then if I hit save, it's saved and ready for me to use. If I want to see more details in this table here, I'm able to edit the table columns. So if I want to, by any chance, see like the creation date, I can do that, and it's easy for me to edit this table. And then if you have more entries, you can sort by any column and stuff like that. So it's pretty neat. And also you can add like headings here if you want. And if I want to separate, I don't know, perhaps I want to separate, I don't know, episodes from the rest of the content by saying audio, channels, whatever, channels, and then move it over here like this and save. You know, it's easy to manipulate these menus here. And also it looks a bit better if you refresh. That's something that needs some brushing up, but actually it works fine. So let's see, we've created some assets, we've created some channels. Let's see that we have some more channels. We have our blog channel, but we didn't set up fields for it. And also, in order to be able to recreate our header here, we need some more fields. So let's go into our fields and edit our default section to add a new field called, let's call it subtitle. And it should be plain text field. And I want to have line breaks with 2 initial rows. So I'm going to show you why a bit later. And I think I'm good. And also let's add, let's do new field here and add header graphics. And then in my instructions, I can do something like, I'm not really sure what's the size of this image, but let's see. And open. Okay, it's 1900 by 800, and I can do something like, you know, with some instructions. That's nice. And then as a field type, I want to have asset, and then also restrict to uploads to a single folder that's tied with header graphics I created a bit before. And I want to allow only image file types with a limit of 1, and then let's go with thumbnails, why not? And then save, and that's created. So let's go back to our sections editing and then edit one by one. So our blog section, actually, yeah, it should be called blog here as well, I guess. And then it has a title field and it has body and tags. So let's add like header graphics and subtitles. See how easy this is. And we don't need episodes audio for this. And then save, and then, okay, let's edit some more. So episodes, we also need to add a couple of fields to episodes. So let's add header graphics and add subtitle, and then save, and also edit events. Actually, for events, let's check out events. So our events need title and perhaps a rich text, and then we need a way to add this date. So we should probably go into settings, fields, and to our default group, add a new field that's called date and time. And then select date, time, and show date and time, and we're good. And then if we edit our events section over here, we're able to drag that date and time. Oh, sorry, we don't have anything here. So let's just get rid of the ones that we don't need. So we don't need header graphics here, and subtitle and tags. And these are actually required. So let's make them required and save. And then let's go to editing of a home page. So for the home page, we also need header graphics, and we need subtitle. And I guess that's it. Save. And for our newsletter, we don't, I think that we do need, but we can live without it. And for reviews, also, we need all of our defaults and subtitle, tag, header graphics, date and time. We don't need date and time, and we're good. Let's see. Let's check out if we need to create anything else before we dive into templating. Yeah, we're good, but probably it would be a good idea if I create an entry for each of these channels. So for our blog, we have this one, we just installed Craft. Okay, let's leave it, but let's give it some graphics. Let's do, but it'll probably ask me to create a folder. Since this is the first time uploading, so it should be header graphics. Okay, let's do that. Header graphics and retry. Where are you? Okay, that's good. That's good. Oh, why not? This is the public folder with our header graphics. Correct folder, header graphics. Why aren't you working? Let's see. It's in our assets, and then header graphics, and then I'm not really sure if this bothers it or something else. Perhaps the happen. Let's try this actually. Let's see if this works. Nope. Then let's try this. And then save, and then perhaps even refresh. And try to add an asset here. That's weird. Let's see what we did for the episodes. One, yeah, it probably shouldn't have this slash at the beginning. Let's try that. So yeah, all right. I made a mistake by not renaming the folder itself, but let's see if this works. And it does. It's over here, and then for our, yeah, let's do anything for a subtitle and save. Then go back to our entries, events, create, and then let's do experiencing Craft CMS and copy the tags. We should be able to copy the links as well, and we did. And also let's set that to July 1st. That's now, and 1 p.m. like this. Save, and then let's do another one for my Laracon EU talk here in Amsterdam in August. Come watch the Laracon EU, it's gonna be fun. I'm talking about CMS, what else? So August 23rd. I'm not really sure what time it's gonna be, but let's go with 12 a.m. And then save, and we're good. So reviews. Let's add one for I don't know, experiencing Laravel backpack. New entry. Paste this. Grab subtitle and paste here, and then grab body text from here and paste it over here. And we're actually missing a way to display a video. And we're gonna need another field for our video. Let's do that real quick. So we're just gonna name it YouTube video URL, and then have it like plain text, and that's it. And then go back to our fields, not fields, section editor, and then we need to go to reviews, and oops, it's a bit confusing, but when you get used to it, it's not. And just add YouTube video URL, and then if we try and add a video URL here, we should be able to. And let's just go with this and okay, save, and we're done. Now, regarding the templating, I was pretty sure that we would not have enough time to go through templating step by step. So I've actually created a template. It took me about an hour to convert my Jackal static site generator template to Twig template. And it really wasn't hard to do that. So I have this in my Craft CMS prep, and then in my templates folder, I'm just gonna swap everything out. So let's copy this over here. And then if we look at our home page, let's close these tabs. We don't need them. Yeah, I hate when this happens, but why it happened? Because we need some more editing, that's why. Going back to sections and then to home page, we need to make sure that there are no hold on a second, sections that refer to the non-existing templates. So who's trying to load the layout here? Let's see, let's open up our Sublime editor and see what happens. Yeah, it extends the layout category, and the layout category extends layout page, and so on and so on. But somehow, somewhere it's configured that it should load a different template. So let's find out where that happened. Events, nope. What about the entries themselves? So singles, homepage. Yeah, we need to add subtitle here anyway. And an asset. Let's use the same one. And then save. Pretty sure that's still not working. Perhaps the system has cached everything, so let's try to clear caches, clear everything, and see if that helps. Yeah, it helped. Though we have some more problems here. Episode file. So when I tested, I've obviously created a bit different references. So our episode audio handle is actually episode audio, so I need to do a bit of editing. So guys, bear with me. We still have like 5 minutes left, though, you know, I want to complete this review, so I'll stay with you a bit longer. So let's see. Our audio is displayed. Hold on, is that even a problem? Episode file. All right. Let's close everything. It should be much cleaner and easier to find my way around. So this extends layout category, and in our layout category, we have our layout page, entry title, subtitle, header graphics, that's fine. Section handle, first segment, and section handle, episode, blog, episodes. And then in our author, first name, last name, previous, everything's good. And in our default one, yeah, everything's good there. But it's still not working. Craft entry model, episode file. I wonder if it's an easier way to go about this problem by reverting the asset name to episode file, actually. Episode file. And then by saving and refreshing. No, still not working. Clear cache. Let's see what we can edit out to try and pinpoint the problem. So it's breaking on a, oh, this is the wrong URL. Oh my God, I hate this. So we were on the wrong page. That's too bad. But what can you do? That's life. So we're obviously missing some data. So let's copy resources such as CSS and JavaScript over to our public folder. So CSS, JS, and images, something that to have our website looking much, much better. A couple of refreshes. I wonder why. All right. The icons are here, everything is pretty much here. So if you compare this to the live website, it's already pretty same, pretty much the same. So a couple of edits. Let's go back to our homepage and rename it to CMS Podcast, and then save. And that's about it. So remember that I've allowed line breaks here. So if I did this, and then it would not break the text the way I want to. So that's why it was important to allow text breaking, and then actually use in our layout category oh, wait, it's not in category, it's probably is category. So our subtitle entry is subtitle. Yeah, I was pretty sure that I used a Twig template, templating system like Filter NL2BR, which basically converts line breaks to HTML breaks, but I just can't find it, and I don't want to waste time on such details. Let's move on to like recreate the entire website. So right now, if I click on episodes, it actually filtered out the remaining posts. How did I accomplish that? So if you look at this segment of our Twig template, I have my section handle set to the first segment of the URL. So right now we don't have any, but if I go here, then it's episodes. If I go here, then it's reviews. And then, if I go to my blog section, it still doesn't exist, but it's, we don't have any, I'm not sure why it doesn't work, but actually it reads this parameter, and then if it exists, then it filters by it. So then it's the filter is provided to a Craft CMS query that reads the results from these entries and then paginates the results. So I have my pagination implemented, even though we don't have enough posts so that it's shown and displayed it's displayed here, but it exists, and sure enough it's working. And then let's see, are we missing any entries? Events, reviews, and episodes. They're all here, but are not showing on the home page. And why is that? So we have our blog and our episodes, and I need to have reviews here, if that's the handle. Guess it is. Yes, so our review appeared. And what else? We don't need events here, so I'm not going to add those. But that's about it. So for our newsletter, it was important for me to add a newsletter.html that basically extends the layout default layout. And then I've set my title variable that's displayed in my H1 over here in the template itself. So if you notice, right here it's set to entry.title, which pulls from the title that I entered in my CP. But I'm free to do anything I like with these variables. So I've set mine here since it's just subscribe to our newsletter page, which doesn't have any other content, but our includes newsletter, where are you? Right, so it just includes this default MailChimp list, form to subscribe to our mailing list, and that's it. And yeah, you're pretty much, it's really easy to use Craft to structure anything you'd like. So we really don't have time left to go through some other really interesting features, such as these other field types. So yeah, look at these field types. There are so many, and it's so easy to structure the data using this richness of field types that it's really a joy to work with Craft CMS. I'm pretty much in love with this system. So let's try something. I'm gonna swap my Craft CMS installation that I'm showing you right now with the one that I've used to prepare for this show. So let's see if that works. I'm deleting this and I'm pumping in Craft CMS prep, and then I'm just gonna go and drop Craft CMS database, delete, yep, and then I'm gonna go and use the old one that I've created, and I'm gonna rename it to Craft CMS and see if that works. It did something. Now let's check out the fields demo. Fields demo is a structure that I've created to display these various fields. So this is like a category field, categories, which I wasn't able to show you, allow you to structure the data in a nice way. So also in our entries, I was able to create a structure like, guitars kind of thing structured over here, and it's easy to, drag and drop everything, nest, super easy. And also if you want to create structures in your categories, you can do that and then use those in your in your section, which is probably called fields demo. And then if I want to add like categories, it's easy for me to, and I can also tie this structure to any other entry in the system, which is like super. If I want to tie this to my episode, then I can do that and do anything I want with that data in my templates. And then here are my drop downs. If I want to select a color, I have a color selector, like checkbox selectors, position selector, and the ultimate one, the matrix. So what matrix does is this insane thing that allows you to like define blocks, editable blocks, and add as many of those blocks as you'd like. And it's something that you should probably try for yourself because it's so awesome. And I'm not sure. Let's try and see what locales can do. And I've added, like in this version, Serbian locale, and I've tied that to my homepage entry, which is over here. And you can see that I was able to like create one entry that's in Serbian. So if you want to learn some Serbian, like this line here, want to learn how to use to build CMS, etc., is like da li želite da naučite da kreirate ili koristite CMS sisteme kao šef, istražite CMS svet sa nama. So it's really easy to do multilingual websites. And what can I do in the end? Test Craft CMS for yourself and see if it works for you, because it's a really good tool to have in your tool belt. Why? Because you want to do good to your clients, and if you have a CMS that's not performant as Craft CMS is for a given type of project, that's an important thing to underline, then you're probably not doing the best service to your client. You should probably spend a couple of $100 to serve a couple of perhaps thousands of dollars to your client and have a happy client, have a more happy clients because of that, and be a happier programmer because you're using like a super nice CMS system. And Craft CMS is not the only system that's like awesome out there. And if you continue on watching CMS podcast video reviews like this one, you'll be able to see many other awesome systems. But you should know as much as you can about CMS systems so that in any given project circumstances, you're able to choose the one that's best for you and best for your client. That's like the line that I'd like to conclude this transmission with. So make sure to visit the cms-podcast.com and learn about a ton of interesting content. Follow us on Twitter. We're at CMS_podcast. Follow us on Facebook. We're on facebook.com/CMS podcast. Follow me on Twitter. I'm at Tihomir Opacic, as strange as it sounds. And until next Friday, take care and bye-bye.